Hey everybody,
Hi,
I'm Justin and this is,
Alexia.
she's my 6-year-old. She's hanging out with me today and this video was partially dedicated to her. We were just chilling out
Yeah,
and eating some, what?
McDonald's.
We were watching a Good Mythical Morning video and they were testing out sauces from different fast food places to dip fries in. And they did McDonald's honey mustard and we were inspired. So we had to get some fries and some honey mustard
And don't forget chicken nuggets.
and some nuggets and get our dip on.
Yeah.
Hey Lexi, what do you like about me being a dad?
Everything.
Everything. And what's your favorite thing
About what?
about me?
Everything, of course.
Anything specific that I do that you really like? Sit up here.
But everything's amazing that you do.
And what's your favorite thing that we do together?
Hang out.
Hang out. Anything else? Everything's kind of hanging out.
And all the fun stuff we do together.
See, there's just a lot. There's so much fun stuff. You can't label a single thing, right?
Yeah.
And we just had Father's Day this last week, and what'd you do for me?
Gave you 2 cards.
One that you made, and then one that you bought at the store, right?
Yes.
So I'm making this video, and I wanted to have her in it. This YouTube channel, part of starting it, was also her inspiration. She likes to watch YouTube videos, and she's like, we should make videos. And I thought, you know what, maybe we do enough interesting stuff, and if nothing else, it'll be a fun record, which was the whole hope behind it. But we do have some more plans, and I have some more plans and some updates that I want to share coming up soon. And that will determine really the future of what we're doing here and how we're doing it. But in the meantime, it's just been fun learning how to make videos and make some videos with them and some videos on my own. And I hope you've enjoyed them. I'm going to let Lexi go because she wants to play. But I wanted to have her in there because I have a special, just some thoughts about Father's Day and that we just had this last weekend that I wanted to share then, but I also wanted to spend the day with my kids and hang out and process some of the thoughts that I was having that day and share like a post-Father's Day video to the channel, because part of this channel is about family and for me, fatherhood. So it's only appropriate that I do that. Anything that you want to say before you exit out of the part of the video?
No.
What are you always telling people to do for the video?
Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button so you'll be notified in every video.
She's got it down. She's got it down. All right. Well, you can go play, and Daddy's going to finish up my video, okay?
Okay.
All right. On to my part of the video. And I apologize for the audio. Once again, we are low production quality here, doing this all on an iPhone. I've got my dishwasher running in the back. My normal outdoor studio, quote unquote, was sold off in a garage sale as we are preparing a transition in our life. And I'll do a big update on that on the channel here soon, as well as an update on what the channel is becoming and what my heart for it is. But this video was supposed to be something I did pre-Father's Day and on Father's Day to post up. You know, just my Father's Day thoughts on Father's Day for the channel. But I also kind of really don't want to post things on Sundays. I want to just take that day to relax. And I figured a post-Father's Day thoughts was just as good as Father's Day thoughts, because Father's Day shouldn't be just once a year. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't have a father for various reasons, whether that be death or choice. They don't have a father figure in. But I think if you do have a father in your life, if you do have a man in your life, and you have a good man in your life that way, and children, a good father around, it is a good thing to honor them every day of the year. Same thing for Mother's Day, but to honor them every day of the year. And as fathers every day, to take on that mantle and realize not just on Father's Day, I'm a father. Because it's simple to become a father. I don't want to explain for lack of, in case there's little ears around and for lack of your understanding. If you don't know, you'll know one day. But that's easy. But becoming a father and having a father's heart and fathering has been one of the most difficult, challenging things and rewarding things I've ever experienced in my life. And Alexia, who you saw, she made me a father physically, but it's been through a lot of trial and error and mistakes and pain that I began to understand as a Christian, my Heavenly Father's heart towards me as I understand the heart I feel towards my kids. And it just has revolutionized my entire relationship with God, but also then it's reciprocal. As God's relationship with me changes, it changes my relationship with my children. When I was, or on Saturday, part of the idea, it'd be kind of a weird inspiration, but I was sitting in the parking lot to get my youngest one's bike fixed at a bike shop. And a car pulled up next to me, and there was two gentlemen inside, one older and one the age of a son to the older gentleman. I looked over, and they had a piece of foil, a lighter, and a glass tube. And they both shared, exchanged a couple times, and got out to go into the bike shop. And I sat there in my car for a second. I was there to deliver my daughter's bike to the shop to do something good for her. And I saw this, what looked to be a father and son. And I'm going to put a caveat. It may not have been a father and son, but it was an older gentleman with a gentleman young enough to be his son, sharing in something destructive, sharing in something not good. And that older gentleman, wherever the roots are, whatever it comes from, was setting an example to that younger man. It looked to be a son, but even if it wasn't, it was like a son. Because for us men, there's something you carry, there's something that culture can't quite understand. Like most things in our culture, it's chicken or the egg. Like which came first, right? Are the men that we see constantly in our sitcoms and television shows these bumbling dopes because men really are? Like your Homer Simpson, your Peter Griffin, and even in normal live action sitcoms, these men are just dopes. They're either led by certain dumb urges, or they're drunks, or they're ran by their pants. And they just seem to be, even though sometimes in the shows they'll have jobs, they're just kind of bumbling morons. And the wife and the children or other people around them are always smarter than them and always kind of have that arms crossed kind of mentality, like, oh, you dork. But so are men like that now because media shows it that way, or does media show it that way because that's the way men are? Yet when we see period pieces and period dramas, the men are always, there's like this, watch the show Vikings, or those people who watch Game of Thrones, or medieval pieces and King Arthur-y things, Braveheart, all these shows, Gladiator. The men are these pillars where they're standing on something and they're fighting for something, and there's honor and there's dignity and integrity, and nothing will stop them, and people look to them for direction. And it's like it's acceptable in those period pieces, but then the modern man is just a moron and not worthy of honor, because obviously those portrayals, that man isn't worthy of honor. He doesn't seem to have honorable qualities, but he's also not treated with honor. So how could he ever rise above if that was a real world in those shows where with actual real stuff, newsflash, shows aren't real. But it just struck me because in that scenario I saw in the parking lot, there was a man setting an example for a younger man. So a man like a father, or perhaps the father, was setting an example of destruction and addiction for the man that was younger than him. I don't know where you find yourself, if you have a father, don't have a father for whatever reasons. But I think, and I want to talk to the men, that we have such a supreme opportunity to impact. I'm not going to go over, the point of this video is to go over all the stats, but we're in a pandemic time, but the same thing of fatherlessness in our culture. I heard a speaker speak years ago, and he talked about all these statistics, like men are the worst, like highest in alcohol, highest in the suicide rates, like everything the worst, men are the biggest at. But then he also said this, that, believing as a Christian man that he was, that, he believed there's an enemy out there, and he knows if he can attack the head, he can destroy the body, because men were meant to be a noble head, not a crushing head, but a noble head, to lead families, to lead culture, to lead their communities side by side with their wives and their children. But they were meant to lead. There's something in men, there's something in to be motivated and dedicated and strong and to accomplish. And women and men can have that, but that is a characteristic that is overarchingly unique in a man's desire. Even our hormonal balance of something like testosterone pushes us towards aggression and towards getting something, accomplishing tasks. We're rewards-based. If you tell us we're doing something good, we'll do it 10 times more. We are reward-based to accomplish tasks, to analyze and to plan and commit to something. But so often it's not shown that way. My challenge and my thoughts on Father's Day as I look at this journey that I'm on is I don't want to conform to that culture. I mean, for me, I'm not about boycotting and banning shows, but I think any show, and I know that sometimes it's humor, it's whatever, but that's just portraying men as such dishonorable oafs. Like, it shouldn't even be watched because it just creeps in and it affects our expectations. I think our expectations as men should be more nobility, more honor, more self-sacrifice, not work obsession self-sacrifice. Well, I'm working 80 hours a week to build a big house. Forget the big house. The memories with your children, the memories with your family will last on well beyond your money. No matter what empire you build, it's built upon dollars, but it's lost in relationship. I had a good father growing up. He's still alive. I have a good father, and he's taught me a lot. And I'm learning a lot about being a good dad and about loving my children and setting a world up for them where they can succeed but also fail, where they can have strength and where they can be vulnerable, where there's mercy and truth, grace and truth. Because you got to tell your kids like it is sometimes, but you also provide that environment where they know that no matter what happens, that they are loved, that they are supported, that they, so if you're out there and you didn't have a good father, or you don't have a father anymore by death or choice, as a Christian man, the Bible defines God as father, and sometimes based on the father you had, that's hard to see and hard to feel good about. But it doesn't mean you don't have a desire to have wished you had a good father. So I encourage you, if you are a man, don't be like that man I saw in the car with the younger man, setting the worst and most destructive example for those who would look to you like a father. And if you don't have a father, look for those who would set the example. If you're a single mom, look for men in a community of faith or church or whatever to represent men and father figures, or whether that's your uncles or their grandparents, men that will set an example. If you don't have them around, you may be watching this and you're not a Christian, but there's so many good churches that aren't the cliches you think of, where there are just bunches of good men and good support that will love on you and love on your family and love on your children and embrace them and give them that thing. I believe no matter what, inside of all of us, and everyone's welcome to disagree, but this is my channel and my thoughts, and I'll say what I want, that everyone is meant to have and craves that father figure in their life. And for whatever reason they don't have one, they will crave it, even if it's the deepest longing that they can't even say that that's what it is. There's something missing. I believe in good men. I want to be a good man. I'm learning every day how to be a better man and a better father. So men, I challenge you, let's break all the statistics. Let's break all the molds of the shows and the things we watch. No matter what it is, let's be present. Let's be faithful. Let's be good and fun. But let's define, new in our culture, those of you in my age and below, as we become fathers, let's redefine what it means to be a man, to serve and to love and to be tender and strong. So those are my thoughts for now. Didn't mean for it to get so serious, but just to share my heart, a little post Father's Day, honoring all you fathers out there. And I hope this was good for you and a blessing for you. And I look forward to sharing more of our life and more thoughts. It's our channel. We're really excited about what we feel we want to do with it and show on it. And I'm so thankful for all of you that are on the journey. Have a great day. God bless you.